Hi Pisces, welcome to your horoscope. Pisces, in this video, we're going to cover a transit that will color the next 20 years of your life. This is the time when Sun is in Aquarius, and then in March, Saturn will be in Aquarius as well. Then in December, Saturn and Jupiter will combine together in Aquarius. So wherever Aquarius falls in your chart, that part of your life will become an integral part of the next 20 years of growth, because Saturn and Jupiter come together once in 20 years in a certain part of our life, in a certain sign, and that sign colors what our material reality would look like. What would be the way, what would be the structure of our next 20 years of growth? Saturn is structure, Jupiter is expansion. So when on 21st of December, Saturn and Jupiter will come together in this part of your chart, they will initiate a new structure of your growth, of your material growth, the kind of careers you should go for, the kind of job you should be in, the way you should be in your life overall, that will be colored by that aspect, and that aspect can help you attain gainful progression in the next 20 years of your life. And that process is starting in February, because Sun is already shining a light on that part of your chart. And then on 21st of March, Saturn, the planet of structure, will also move in that part of your chart after 28 years. In this video, we're going to talk about what this transit specifically stands for you, and this video is for longer period of time. You can come back to it during the course of this year or the years that follow for you to reference back to what is the best way to be, what is the road to success for your next 20 years. So Pisces, the current environment, the current astrological environment in which you are operating, Sun is currently shining in your 12th house. This is the house right before our season begins. Your season will begin from 18th of February, and we'll have a new start, a new moon on 23rd of February in your sign. When this kind of environment, when this kind of astrological environment is there, we are in a mode of reflection. We are wrapping up stuff. We are exploring our own sense of commitment to the world we are part of. What is our place in the world? We are in a phase of giving our time to spirituality, to rest, to regeneration. We want to be a little bit away from all the activity, because we are collecting ourselves, getting ready for a new cycle that's about to begin. So, in this moment of self reflection, in this moment of privacy, in this moment of looking back at where you are right now, in this moment of trying to find your own self, we are given the download of what our next 20 years is going to be. And this will come through a period of isolation. It will come through a period of staying away from the crowd. It will come through meditation. It will come through you connecting with yourself. It could come through a dream. It could come suddenly as a download to you of something that was hidden from you throughout this time. This is the house of God's timing, or the higher powers that you believe in. This is the house where somebody out of nowhere extends a hand of help, extends a hand of knowledge, extends a spark of new beginning that you did not see coming before. This is a karmic house. This is the house of spirituality, of things that we don't see, things beyond our understanding, why they happen. You can call them karmic, you can call them God's timing, you can call them your destiny. So the path you are about to walk is very much a part of your destiny. It is a part of bigger plan for you. It is a part where, as much as I believe in our ability to control or manage our life on a day-to-day basis, but there are certain things that are, in my view, written. They are karmic. They are written. Our soul has a purpose. This is our soul's purpose in life. So you looking at using this time to connect to your inner guide is very, very important. As Saturn will move in this area of your life in March, you will find yourself making a commitment to an ideal, something that does not exist right now. It could be a social cause, it could be a business that you had envisaged, or you started you defined it in the past 2.5 years. Because for the past 2.5 years, Saturn has been sitting in your house of vision, it has been sitting in your house of gains. So you might have been working on a cause, you might have been working on a vision for the last 2.5 years. You have been committed to your own evolution. But now that gets transformed. As Saturn moves into the 12th house, there is a shift in how you will launch this vision. There will be a shift in how you will make it live. In 12th house, we do things selflessly. We do things because we are here to do them. We do things not by pushing new projects, not by trying to push destiny, but by accepting destiny, by accepting abundance, by accepting the help of God and giving help freely. So there's a social cause element that comes to it, and with it does come some amount of personal sacrifice. Some amount of personal sacrifice is involved with this. You, at this moment, in this time, might be confronting something of the past, or some sort of, it could be a loss from the past, it could be a recent loss, it could be you moving away from something that you know has outlived its purpose in your life. Because you are in a transition period. You're moving from pushing faith to walking your destined path. And in order to do that, an infusion of faith is required. And Saturn moving over here in March gives us the discipline to have faith in our destiny, and it gives us the discipline to do service selflessly for the world. So we start fulfilling a purpose of our life which involves our soul, which involves psychology, that involves social commitment to the world, that involves you moving away from expecting things from others. There is not a focus on social image when we do that, rather on your share of your contribution to the world. Where is my place in the world? What is my contribution, selfless contribution to the world? Your share, your ideals, your innate hope for future is what you would be donating. This is a house of donation. You will be donating your vision, your ideals, your innate hope to the world, and not for the praise. This is a karmic house in which we meet our fears, in which we meet the things that have been holding our potential back, the things that are below the surface, that are hidden. So when Saturn will move in this area of your life from March, you will be confronting your past, you will be confronting your inner inhibitions and moving beyond them. And your work, your service will be completely structured in light of that, because Saturn will be activating your house of service, and the service where we are not looking at a lot of limelight on us. There is a moving away from outward energy to inner energy here. And there is a stark difference you will notice this year of you transitioning into that phase. There is a sudden spiritual awakening, sudden development of our inner strength that comes with it. There is a spirituality, and you can call it spirituality, or you can call it your own inner strength of your inner being, that is created. And this happens pretty much out of nowhere. This is a house in which something ends, something that we thought we want to become, or a past cycle, the last 28 years would be coming to an end. Saturn comes here once in 28 years. So it's like a cycle that is coming to an end. And you are moving to fulfill your destiny. So this is a house of moksha, and I know a lot of it seems abstract at this time. With Saturn moving here from March, all of that will start taking structure in a tangible form. You'll find yourself getting involved in certain projects, getting involved in certain type of work that you have not done before. It could be something where you have to volunteer. It could be something in which you are creating a spiritual group. It could be you achieving some sort of mastery in a skill set you did not see yourself being in before. There is a blessing, there is a protection that is given by higher powers here to you to go to the side where you have never gone before. There are insights and intuition that is imparted to you, which is integral to this is your own house. This is you. This is you meeting you. You being introduced to you. But the thing is that you never saw yourself like this before. So there will be some amount of surprises that will come, and you'll start discovering them in your season, which starts on 18th of February, and you have a new moon on 23rd of Feb. You'll start discovering some of these unexpected things that you did not see being revealed to you, about what you truly want, about what your soul truly wants. And that becomes an ideal that you want to make a commitment to for a longer period of time. It's an idealistic goal. I can guarantee you, whatever you would be going after would be idealistic, because this is a house of creating heaven on earth. So, whether it is in form of getting involved in a social cause, uh, where you service others, you heal others, you try to help others by your own experiences, you confronting your own demons and then trying to help people with that. Mental health, helping people on mental health, helping people on mental addiction. Sacrifice for others, where a little bit of, for humanity, sacrificing a little bit of your personal life will be involved here. There's a karma of your past life that comes to an end when this happens. And all of this comes, in my view, out of nowhere. There's a sudden download that comes, but it is in your soul brewing for some time. But in terms of knowing and this is, I believe you are in a process of knowing this, because we have Mercury currently going retrograde in your sign yet again this year. It's like Mercury wants you to dig deeper to find out what truly lays in your heart, what truly is in your heart, what truly is in your mind, what you truly want out of your life, how you want to show up in your life. When Mercury goes retrograde in our sign, we try to discover a part of our right brain that is not active in normal day-to-day mundane activities. We try to discover a part of us that we don't see in normal basis. So when on 18th of February, right at the onset, 16th of February, right at the heel of onset of your season, on 16th of February, Mercury will go retrograde in your sign, and then 18th of February, Sun moves into your sign. That becomes a period when you go deeper to discover who you truly are. Mercury will go retrograde between 16th of February till about 1st of March. You are looking at a period when there are things on mundane basis that will be slowed down, and you would already be experiencing that, because Mercury will start slowing down in the coming days. Starting from this weekend, you'll find that things are slowing down from 16th of February. And they will continue to be like that till it's 16th of February till 9th of March. So 16th of February till 9th of March, Mercury will be retrograde. And it is happening between the degrees around 0 to 12 or 13 degree of Pisces. So if you have planets between 0 to 12 or 13 degree of Pisces, you will find yourself rethinking who you truly are. It is valid for all of you, but these degrees especially will experience this very, very strongly. If you're a Pisces sun, that is people born from 18th of February to about 3rd of March. So during your birthday season, while this is happening, you would find you rethinking your path. And there will be sudden download, sudden information that is coming through to you during this time. On 23rd of Feb, we have a new moon in your sign. And a new spark, a new life begins. And when on 31st or 21st of March, on the summer solstice, we put down the Saturn, the new the new basement of our life. Saturn is structure, the neve, as they say, the basis of our life, the commitment of our life. We decide to do something else. We decide to go on a road less traveled. We decide to go on a road that takes us away from mundane to supernatural to some extent. There is a sudden development within our soul that happens that take us far away from where we were earlier. Literally speaking, you might decide to work somewhere far away from where you are right now. Far away countries, away from a lot of crowd, connected to the crowd, but staying physically away from the crowd because you'll need your own time here. The road to success, giving yourself some isolation, giving yourself some time away, going away and traveling long distance away from where you live or away from where you're born. There is a sudden download when you give yourself time to meditate, to sleep, to go away. There is a breaking of a mold. You will be discovering something that you did not see before about psychology, about spirituality, about healing, about medical industry, about volunteer work, about spiritual work, about psychic experiences, about spiritual camaraderie, getting psychic protection as well while you're doing it, because a lot of us want to do this work, a lot of us want to heal, help, support people, but we are scared of us not being able to do it. Physically not being able to do it, physically not having enough protection within ourselves to go into these places, in hospitals and volunteering situations and medical situations, and not let it somehow affect us. So when we have these planets come in our 12th house, we are given a psychic protection. We are given a protection to be able to service others without it harming our body. Similarly, if you have been battling with any diseases, hidden diseases, it could be something that has been keeping you not explore full potential of your life. This house gives you the tools to heal through alternative methods, through devotion, through prayers, through spiritual love, through blessing, through a hidden hand of God. When I had Saturn in this house, I call it the house of God's timing. It was a time of God's timing for me. This was the time, and Saturn will be here for you till about mid of 2023, starting from March of this year, from 21st of March till 1st July. Saturn will be there. Then again, it will enter in December and it will stay there till mid of 2023. It was the time of God's timing for me. A lot of things that I did not plan for that time that felt like inconvenience to some extent, but they are the things that I know that God gave me because I needed it at that time, and I completely changed in that period compared to what I was. Saturn resets your whole life when it comes here. It resets your inner programming. It reprograms how you feel about your place in life. And there is invisible forces at work here. You have to, I cannot say it enough, you have to have faith when this is happening. You have to have faith in your destiny. You have to have faith in your purpose. You have to have faith that you are born to deliver something to the world, and you have to let yourself be molded by what higher powers or God is giving you in that time. Because you are being made of service, you are being made of value to the world, you are being made valuable to somebody who you are providing your services to in enormous fashion, in the ways you did not see before. So there will be rediscovery of your skills that you did not see before. You will discover yourself having certain amount of strength that you did not see before. The strength of your soul, the strength of your spiritual beliefs, the strength of your sixth sense, your intuition, the strength of your intuition telling you exactly where you need to go. And then Jupiter joins this very, very enormous reservoir of strength in December. Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter wants us to absorb all the outer experiences that you've had in the last decade, and it wants you to pull that up and create that into physical form to expand yourself. So it is going to help you expand if you have a meditation practice, if you have a healing practice, if you have something that you have learned through your outer experiences in the last 12 years, it will help you use that for inner growth by which you can contribute to the world. Jupiter helps you catch up with yourself. It helps you give opportunities to experience the fullness of love and service, love and devotion, gift of life. It lets you love life for what it is, the gift of life as it is. So it gives you it sort of lights you up from within when it comes here. And in this whole process of preparation, of walking away from the last 20 years, what has been holding you back, releasing your past and fears, you find the most inspirational insights with it. It's very, very powerful. You will not find that kind of strength, that kind of insights, that kind of motivation ever in the last 20 years. So it's like a spiritual detox that happens, and we are unchained. And in order for you to unchain, you would need time to back off, to reflect, to have your own privacy, to look deeply inside yourself, to explore the parts of you that you have not seen before, to explore spirituality, your sense of commitment to the world that you're part of, to meditate, to connect to your inner guides, to donate your time to those in need. Your place in the larger picture is being created when this happens. It shows you who you truly are, and you are going to take a pick. You're going to take a pick of the things that come out of this. There are no more secrets from yourself when this happens. We are bared naked in front of ourselves when these aspects happen. You'll be asking of you'll be asking of yourself what you did in the last 28 years. Does it have meaning for you? Does it truly have meaning for you in your future life? You will regenerate, retreat. This is the house of moksha, as I said. So you are going to pull out whatever is dragging you down, whether it is attachment to things, people, routines, fears, demons, unknowns. You'll be breaking away from ego and giving up whatever you think does not serve you well. And in all of that, if you find yourself not being that competitive, because when ego gets detached, somehow competition, the relevance of competition goes away. The relevance, because you are operating at a very different frequency. You move at a very different frequency. You vibrate at a frequency where selfishness, ego, competitiveness, all of those terms, they start looking meaningless when that happens. And you'll find that in your day-to-day work. You will be operating out of the drive is different. Your drive is not ego, drive is not competition, drive is not negative thinking, drive is not how it looks to others. There's an inner drive, there's a drive of faith, there's a drive of because I know I was born for this. So we do not push when that happens, we attract when that happens. And you are naturally that sign. The 12th house is the house of Pisces, which is getting highlighted here. The road to success is to be you. The road to success is coming back home, coming back to your roots, coming back to who you are. There's a natural end of cycle, a natural end of external conditioning that has been created because of being out in the world, being exposed to others in the last 28 years, and you come back home. And this is very much in line with Neptune, your ruler, currently sitting in your sign, recreating you. Recreating an idealistic version of you, recreating an idealistic view of your life, recreating an idealistic view of how you want to show up in the world. So you will find yourself in this version, if I may say, in this version of Pisces, you'll find yourself being more introspective. You are of the world, but not showing off to the world. There's a completely different way of being like that, where you are of service to the world without trying to shine a light, without trying to push your dream, without trying to push your vision. There's your subconscious light, your mind, your desire, which is coming out and guiding people in some ways. So there's a lot of clearing out of energy which happens with it. And the Mercury retrograde that is coming up right now, I believe, will help you clear out a lot of it. Because you will be clearing out your mind. You will be healing your mind. You will be looking at your subconscious patterns that you know will not serve you well on this journey you are about to embark. You will realize that you truly love, and I know it may sound very general, but you will realize that you love humanity. You, as a sign, as a species, as a person who's come here, you've come here to embrace humanity. You are love. You are love. You are. This is the house of angels. Angels for somebody. You're here to make this an amazing experience for the set of people you are with. Whether you are working with them on a day-to-day basis, whether you are with them in a retreat, in a meditation, you will forgive a lot. You will move on a lot, much lighter. And the way to be successful is to be able to do that, to go lightly into it, to go with faith, to go without the expectation of a lot of glory, to go in because you know you were made for this, to go in with a faith in your destiny, to go in with the physical act of giving, playing out karma, giving out service, giving out work without expectation of a lot of popularity, moving away from crowds where you know it is not serving you and it is depleting you in some ways. You would need to physically, in my view, at some points, need to do that. And that will bring you, in my view, to a phase of working where you have not optimally, it's like you will become efficient in your work with it somehow, because Saturn is opposing your house of day-to-day routines, and giving yourself this 20 minutes a day in the morning, or giving yourself this attitude, this shift, it somehow changes two things for you: your physical health and your work efficiency. So whether it doesn't mean that you have to give up your job for it. It just means that you have to do this, incorporate this as a part of your life. Whether you become a person who does spiritual awakening for people, or who contributes to alternative healing methods, who sort of is volunteering at hospital or prison, at remote places, or helping the poor, the disenfranchised, who's going in for spiritual practices, who's into um, into uh, into these below the surface positivity that flows through humanity. That is either your part of her life at the very least, or it could become your contribution to the world. And that shifts your work routines, it changes your work efficiency, and it changes how your body will react to you. So, spiritual awakening, journey, contributing spiritually to a society, alternative healing methods, breaking old structure. Because you will be, this is the Aquarius as a sign which is getting activated, is a sign of breaking molds. You will be breaking some sort of old structure of spirituality, of healing, of medicine, of trying to service people in some ways. And this will be suddenly due to a download, due to a sudden awakening. There's a sudden development while you could be traveling or in a foreign country or sleeping or relaxing away from the crowd, and this will come to you. Meditation, psychic work, charity work, without attaching your name to it, without having too much your ego involved in it, in hospitals, in field of healing, for mental health, in prisons, for those in need, doing it like it's your karmic duty, helping humanity in ways not previously seen or understood even by others, being a blessing to others, discovering your hidden take, your hidden knowledge, your hidden talents, suddenly in a moment of peace, in a moment of meditation, in a moment of faith, for helping larger set of people. There could be past life memory that can come to you. These will be skill sets like you don't know why you know it. This is karmic, this is destiny. So the experience is guided by your guides and angels. There's you enabling a group of people to connect with their inner wisdom, because you know how to do it. You know how to confront your demons. You know how to discover your, first you learn it, and then you teach a larger set of people. You help them in some ways to do it. You help them connect with their angels, with their guides, connect with their own sixth sense, connect with their own inner being through innovative healing methods. And Pisces, what is happening along with this is that Uranus, the planet of sudden changes, is sitting in your house of communication. So this is not just that's why I said you'll be helping a larger set of people, because this is not going to be limited to you. You'll be talking about it. There's an innovative sense or innovative way of thinking, of communicating to people, brilliant ideas, inventive, original thinker, sudden ideas and insights that are coming to you. And you got the aspect to communicating it in the most unique way to who comes in your presence. So it could be that you decide to write about it, to read about it, to talk about it, to publish about it. This is detached clarity about life, rational, unique, and a little bit ahead of time. Albert Einstein had Uranus in the third house, the voila moment, the sudden thing coming in, and then you being able to communicate that out to the world to help them. What happens when Uranus is in the third house is that we have this restlessness in our mind. So that is something with meditation or with your spiritual practice you'll have to manage or control or sort of channel it effectively. Because when Uranus is there, we don't want to stay. We don't have the staying power to stay with a subject, for example. It's Uranus in third is like, I want to read 5 books at the same time. I want to be in 10 different places at the same time. But at the same time, you'll get insights. You don't know how you know what you know. There are fast calculations. There are these voila moments, the Albert Einstein moments that are happening. But you don't want to sit down and, for example, read a huge amount of study material. You don't want to do a structured course. Thinking is non-linear. Thinking is very non-linear here. So with that, you have to calm your mind to be able to channel it effectively. read a lot, publish a lot, write a lot, get new technical ways of conveying your messaging. Use high tech when you're conveying your messaging. But be careful of not skipping a lot of steps, skipping details, skipping in terms of going from one subject to another without connecting the two. So it's Uranus is lightning bolt and it is sitting in your house of communication. Sudden things coming out. Being careful of not blurting out things which can happen suddenly. And it's like communication is non-linear here. It's different. You are thinking in a different fashion, radically different fashion. You might be talking outside the social norm here. So with socially you have to be a little bit careful. With in contracts you have to be a little bit careful, because we might not be so careful when we are drafting contracts. And during the Mercury retrograde period currently in February, you have to be a little bit extra careful when that happens. So we have this Mercury retrograde coming up now from 16th of February to about 9th of March. During that duration, even a little bit ahead, as I said, from this weekend, you'll start experiencing that. From around 9th of February, 10th of February, you'll start experiencing that. You have to be careful in contracts. You have to be a little bit careful in drafting them or getting somebody, delegating it somebody to check it carefully for you. Hire a Scorpio. If you can. Scorpios have Saturn in third right now. They'll be very, very thorough with it. Like, get somebody to vet your stuff, vet your contracts, legal contracts, etc. with you. And it's not a great time, in my view, to enroll for a formal course. You will be better off learning through practice or learning through courses that give you enough freedom to do that. But very, very excellent time to figure out what your soul wants, get those insights and put them in service in some ways. What is happening this month as well is that we have a full moon happening this weekend in your house of work and health. Something will come to light with that. Something will come to conclusion with that. On 9th of February till 23rd of February, we have a full moon which is happening in Leo this Sunday at 20° Leo. So that is your house of service. So what are you passionate about doing? That comes to surface, that comes to focus, that comes to light. It could be a project that is ending. It could be a worker, a co-worker who is leaving. It could be a work condition that comes to light, which tells you that this is something I want to do or not want to do. It could be a culmination of a new job. It could be a culmination of something that you truly want to do, or you discovering that past has ended. Something related to work comes to a conclusion here. And this could be something that you initiated, just a mundane project that you started 6 months back. That is your passion project. You wanted to really get it done, and that gets completed. Or especially if you have planets around 20°, which is around 10th of March born, it could be a life change, work change that you initiated around 11th of August 2018. And that is coming to conclusion, which helps you decide whether this is what I want to continue with or not. Is this the team I want to continue it or not? Is this the job I want to continue it or not? Is this the work environment I want to operate it or not? And that is especially true if you have planets around 20° of Pisces, which is around 10th of March born, 2 or 3 days before and after. It is the full moon of returning to nature, returning to life, returning to sun after storm. So you'll feel that you're coming home to your passions, and it's part of your discovery of you that is happening. It is just initiating on 9th. Full moons have an impact for at least 2 weeks, so it will extend to your season. But from 9th of February, something starts coming to light at work. And it is also your house of health routines. It is possible that something related to your health comes to clarity. It could be a healing method you started doing. It could be a diet you started. It could be a health change that you initiated 6 months back, that you're seeing whether it helps you or not. Or in another way, it could be a new health issue that initiated. when the eclipses were happening in 2018. Maybe they flared up at that time. They might be coming to a conclusion. They might be coming to a healing. They might be coming to a result at this time. Something related to your work and health condition and how you're handling the two will come to light in the next coming days, starting from 9th of February to 23rd of February, especially in the initial days of it, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. You'll find something coming to light. And then when Mercury goes retrograde in your sign, you will be re-evaluating your life path completely. This season will not start like an ordinary season for you. It will start like an awakening for you. It will start as a journey to discover who you want to become in the next 20 years. And the flavor of that, you would, in my view, already be feeling it. While you are in the process where you want some privacy, you want to be away from things a little bit and discover yourself and discover what lies ahead for you. So good luck for that, Pisces. I leave these dates and the degrees on the screen as well for you to refer to. You can come back to this video during the course of the year to see if you feel your radar is not going where you thought it should go, and just to have a reference back to where we started here in Feb for whole of 2020 as well as for what's about to come. Good luck for that, Pisces, and I'll see you in the next video now. Thank you.